You are watching the CWC Rustlers warming up on their home court as they get ready for the final game of the Winter Classic, brought to you by the Wind River Hotel and Casino. I'm John Gabrielson, flying solo today, thanks to Amanda Nikoloff and the new media crew. Neil, Noah, and Gordon will be on cameras and directing the show today as we get ready for the 3-8 Rustlers, who have lost their last two, taking on a team trending the other way, the Salt Lake Bruins. They're 4-6 overall. They've won 3 in a row after they lost 6 in a row. Now they've won 3 straight games and will be taking on CWC for a second time this season. This is the 14th meeting between these two teams, and CWC has only won 2 of the previous 13. It's 2 versus 11 over the course. It's been controlled by the Bruins. Salt Lake won earlier this year, 83-60 at Salt Lake. That was a game that Coach Pat Rafferty got teed up twice in quick succession and had to leave the game. And his wife, Tony Rafferty, who is strength and conditioning coach at Central Wyoming College for the basketball teams and helping out with some of the other athletics as well, had to come out of the crowd and sit on the bench with the boys and be their coach towards the end of that ball game. And then Coach didn't get to coach the first home game of the season against Rocky Mountain College a couple of days later, but he is back and he is on the sideline for the CWC Rustlers, and they'll take on Dave Rice's Bruins. And talk about two coaches that have been places. Dave Rice, several decades of coaching, his second year at Salt Lake, former head coach at UNLV, was an assistant at Washington, Nevada, BYU, Utah State, UNLV. When he was a player playing for Coach Tarkanian, they won a national title. Dave Rice, the head coach of the Salt Lake Bruins, standing right now at about the 10-foot line of the volleyball court on the other side of the court, just out of the view of our camera right now. He played on 2 Final Four teams, 2 NCAA appearances as the head coach of the Rebels, including a win over #1 ranked North Carolina when he was a coach in the NCAA tournament there as well. And he's taken on a coach that is, in his 4 or so decades, has been as high as an assistant coach for Denny Crum at Louisville back in the day when Denny Crum roamed the sidelines for the Cardinals and had them a national prominence. He's also coached in the NBA D-League, and he's coached Casper. He's in Midland, Texas. Second time coaching at Central Wyoming College for Pat Rafferty. So two longtime head coaches know each other pretty well, have a lot of respect for each other as they play against each other for a second time this season. Earlier today, Utah State Eastern held off Casper 79-75. The Eagles got in a little bit of foul trouble. Casper hung around. It was a close game all the way down to the end. USUE has now won 10 straight as they win 79-75, beating Casper. Casper goes 0-2, losing to Salt Lake yesterday by 10, and then losing today by 4 to Utah State Eastern. Let's see, also our women's team played today for Central Wyoming College. They were defeated by Snow. Low-scoring affair, 53-40 was the final in that ball game as Snow defeated Central. Central got down 36-21 at halftime. Actually would win the second half at 19-17, but when you're down 15 at halftime, that's a little consolation. Lou Ring had 13 points, 9 rebounds to lead the way for Central. Sophie Wilkinson had 9 rebounds for CWC, but the ladies, they lose their 4th straight. They will be at home next weekend hosting a couple of days of basketball here at CWC Friday and Saturday of next week. Appreciate you tuning in on RustlerAthletics.com on the YouTube channel as we see some people hopping in and saying hello. Stretch was here early. Stretch was there before anybody else. Stretch was there before the broadcast even started, but Stretch, glad to have you along, as well as I thought I saw the O'Brien family was chiming in there a little bit ago. We'll see how things go as this one transpires from Central Wyoming College. We're going to be about 5 minutes late with the tip-off 3 o'clock scheduled tip-off will be probably tipping off around 3:05. Stay with us. The Porter's pregame show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply, continues. We'll take a look at the X's and O's starters in this ball game. We'll do that after this break. This is the pregame show, brought to you by Porter's Mountain View Supply.
Porter's Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Welcome to Bailey Tire and Auto Service, your local tire and auto repair specialist in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local, choose Bailey Tire and Auto, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
Looking at your starting lineups for today's game, and we're going to go with the home team first and take our time getting you the starting lineups of these two. Yesterday only scored 46 points. That is the smallest season output, and the next smallest was 52, and both came at the hands of the Utah State Eastern defense, as they scored 46 points yesterday, losing 67 to 46. They're going to need to find a little more offense. They're also going to need to get a little more aggressive. Coach had talked about turnovers and rebounding, and those two things kind of took care of themselves a little bit yesterday, but just couldn't get anything done on the offensive end yesterday. Starting lineups for Central, they will start like this. A 6'2 sophomore from Hobart, Tasmania. He has played and started every game at Central so far along the way, and he is averaging 14 points, 4 rebounds per ball game, an 88% free throw shooter, a 47% three-point shooter. He is Jordan Peel, averaging 19 a game in his last 6, is well under that last night. However, as he was held under 10 points in the game last night, but number 2 is Jordan Peel. Number 3, a 6'4 sophomore from Mableton, Georgia, is Julian Ormond, leading scorer, leading rebounder, as he averages 15.6 rebounds per ball game, a 96% free throw shooting output right now, hitting 23 of 24 coming into the weekend, and 47% from three-point land. He is the tops in percentage in Region 9 for Central Wyoming College. So that is Julian Ormond. Also a 6-foot freshman. He was our post-game guest yesterday, Christian Kranz out of Hermosa Beach, California. 3 points and a rebound. He had a couple of threes yesterday. He ended up with 8 points in the game, making his 3rd start as a Rustler. He had 8 points, as I mentioned. But he can light it up, though. He had 15 points against Otero, all from the arc, going 5 of 6 in that ball game. Peel, Ormond, Kranz, they'll be joined by the 6'3 freshman from Hamilton, Montana, Tyler Jetty. Harley, if you will, 6 points, 3 rebounds per ball game. He is also in the top 5 in three-point percentage in Region 9. And maybe, like I said, the only flaw I can find is that he, Julian, and Christian need to shoot the 3 more. They've got great percentages. Maybe just need to shoot more because they're doing very well. And number 13, the 6'5 sophomore from Casper Natrona High School in Casper, Wyoming, is Isaac Paddock. He averages 10 points, 6 rebounds per ball game, And he has started all 28 games last year as well, averaging 9 points. He had 12 points yesterday to lead the way for Central, going 2 of 5 from the free throw line, and had 4 rebounds. An interesting stat with Isaac, too, is he'd been up and down in his last 6 games. He scored 4, then he scored 18, then he scored 6, then he scored 10, then he scored 1, then he scored 12, and he ended up going double digits last night. So hopefully on the trend of seeing more of that for Isaac Paddock. Peel, Ormond, Kranz, Jetty, and Paddock starting for the CWC Rustlers. Salt Lake did not disclose their starting lineups. They will, I'm not sure if they have gotten them in even to the scoring desk as of yet, as we have not seen the stats populate. But how they started yesterday, there's McQuee Reich. He is a 6'7" redshirt sophomore out of Rochester, Minnesota. He scored 26 yesterday. Danny Young out of Shaker Heights, Ohio, a redshirt sophomore at 6'1", averages 16 a game. He scored 28. So Reich, who scores 13 a game, scored 26. Young, who scores 16 a game, scored 28 to lead the way in the 10-point win over Casper College. 6'1" freshman is Nick Jefferson from Chicago, averages 8 points. He scored 6 yesterday. Jackson Hayden, a 6'10" redshirt sophomore out of South Jordan, Utah. He scored 4 yesterday. And Lance Stevenson out of Brooklyn, New York, a 6'6" freshman, averages 11 points, 5 rebounds per ball game. Did not play against Central the first time around, playing just his 6th and 7th games of the season. He scored 15 in the win yesterday. Starting lineups coming from the PA, and basketball on the way as well, as you've met the starting lineups. 14th meeting, Salt Lake and Central, their second of the season. We'll play more basketball after this. Reporters Mountain View Supply pregame show from Rustler Media.
Don't leave your future up in the air. Always wear a seatbelt and reduce your risk of death of serious injury in a crash by almost 50%. Buckle up, Wyoming.
Since 1964, Atlantic City Federal Credit Union has proudly served Fremont County. Today, we're Grand Altitude Federal Credit Union, serving all of Wyoming with the same trusted team and values. We're enhancing our focus on simple, smart, seamless banking for our growing community. Join us as we elevate financial possibilities for all Wyoming residents. Grand Altitude Federal Credit Union. Reach new heights. Visit grandaltitude.com.
Hot Springs Health is dedicated to providing quality care close to home. Our Riverton Clinic offers comprehensive care for everyone in your family, from infants to geriatrics. Whether you need a natal care or dedicated family medicine, Hot Springs Health is here. We also provide pain management, joint manipulation, and immediate care for your acute needs. And for those important milestones, we also offer all types of physicals for sports, Department of Transportation, and pre-employment. Hot Springs Health Riverton is located at 2002 West Sunset Drive.
This is the Porter's Mountain View Supply pregame show. Coming up at halftime, it will be stats and more, presented by Buckle Up for Life Wyoming and our Wyoming Department of Transportation, reminding you to buckle up every trip, every time. And the Fremont Chevy scoreboard will be on screen here shortly, and we'll also hear from Bailey Enterprises in our Bailey Enterprises postgame show at the conclusion, and we'll visit with a Rustler in the meantime as well. Noticeably absent from the Salt Lake lineup is the 6'9", 245-pound sophomore Mohamed Jobi. He is of Serekunda, Gambia, and he's nursing a knee injury from what I have been told. Did not play yesterday and is not scheduled to play today. He's in street clothes, and you'll see him walk on screen in his sweats here in a minute. And there he is on that right side. But he was definitely a force for Salt Lake against Central a little bit ago in their first matchup when Central won by 23, and not in the lineup here today. We're going to go downstairs to Athletic Director and PA announcer Steve Barlow as we get starting lineups, and we'll get ready for basketball from Central Wyoming College here in just a couple of mere moments. Again, I'm John Gabrielson. Thanks for joining us. Amanda Nikoloff and the new media crew providing us the sights and the camera angles of this one.
Welcome to the last game of this Winter Classic, sponsored by the Wind River Casino, between the Salt Lake Community College Bruins and your Rustlers. Before we announce the starters, just remind everyone to please be respectful with your actions and your language. Show these young men, coaches, and officials the respect that they have earned. Thank you very much. All right, now let's meet the starters for the Bruins. First, from Orem, Utah, 6'3" freshman, number 0, Nick Clark. From Rochester, Minnesota, 6'7" sophomore, number 1, McQuee Reek. From Shaker Heights, Ohio, 6'1" sophomore, number 2, Danny Young Jr. From Chicago, Illinois, the 6'1" freshman, number 10, Nick Jefferson. And from Brooklyn, New York, the 6'6" freshman, number 15, Lance Stevenson. The Bruins are coached by Dave Rice. Now let's meet your Rustlers. First, from Hobart, Tasmania, 6'2" sophomore, number 2, Jordan Peel. From Mapleton, Georgia, 6'4" sophomore, number 3, Julian Ormond. From Hermosa Beach, California, a 6' freshman, number 4, Christian Kranz. From Hamilton, Montana, 6'3" freshman, number 11, Tyler Jetty. And from Casper, Wyoming, a 6'5" sophomore, number 13, Isaac Paddock. The Rustlers are coached by head coach Pat Rafferty. Good luck, man.
Rustlers wearing their road black uniforms today, the orange numbers and the white trim, CWC across the front, as Isaac Paddock will step into the midcourt circle. And on the other side, the Bruins of Salt Lake in their home whites, silver numbers and blue trim outlining it, as Lance Stevenson steps into the midcourt circle against Isaac Paddock. And the final game of the Wind River Hotel and Casino Classic is underway. Salt Lake gets first crack at it. Working the ball around the perimeter. Central comes out in a man-to-man. They'll switch off. Near travel there as Reich gives that ball to Jefferson. They'll swing it around to the other side. Shot clock down to 8. Reich in the corner, missed it. And a rebound by Kranz. Rustlers came out hot yesterday, hit their first three-pointers of the game, and then not so much after that. Poole says, let's go 1 for 1 today, as Jordan Poole, wearing the face mask after taking a friendly fire elbow in practice, hopefully will be wearing it for the last time today, he said. Central out to a 3-0 advantage, hitting their first three-pointer of the basketball game. Clark spins off of Poole, hands it back up. Shot clock down to 10. Jefferson gave it up. 4 to shoot, 2 to shoot, spinning, 15 at the buzzer, draining it. Nice play, McQuee Reich. Averages 13 points a game. Has steadily improved his offense. He ended up with 24 against Western Nebraska in one game, and just looking at his scoring output, it's like a graph that just keeps going up, and Jordan Poole hits back-to-back triples. And Central out to a 6-2 lead. Deja vu of last night, where they hit their first three-pointers. Left side. Ball lost out of bounds after, not out of bounds, but after contact by Reich. Kranz wide open, takes it to the rack and scores it. And a quick timeout called by Coach Dave Rice. Central out to a quick 8-2 advantage. A little over 2 minutes into this basketball game. Appreciate you tuning in. Got California and Wisconsin representing the Kranz family. Also Brisbane, Australia checking in. Coney Island checking in as well. And how is the weather there? Well, I tell you what, it is actually a nice day, about 45 degrees. We do have a wind making it feel a lot less than 45, but it's not bad. There's a little snow still on the ground in central Wyoming. But we're supposed to be somewhere around the low 50s earlier in this upcoming week, so hopefully we'll dissipate some of that snow. As far as the injury situation, Daniel Smith has been cleared to play, but will get back into the lineup soon as Danny Young Jr. buries a triple. And then after that, I think everybody is fairly healthy. Cam's been kind of nursing a lower leg injury and was on kind of a watch for concussion protocol, but Daniel Smith, after being out the better part of a month, looks like he'll be back after that wrist injury. Jetty, baseline, throws it away. It's going to be knocked out of bounds by Jefferson. That is your injury update, as far as I have been told and know it here in the press box. So, Stretch, glad you're back. Ooh, that was dangerous. That was, Kranz rocketed that ball off of Nick Clark and almost caught him south of the border. 8-5 Central. Perfect 3 for 3 from the field to start. 2 seconds. Poole tries to fire it up. Shot clock violation. And it will be Salt Lake basketball. Stretch representing Vegas in the house, he says. Appreciate you tuning in. Got to get my dig in. Absolutely watching this free of charge, unlike when our teams, like the two, well, today our ladies played in Salt Lake, and not only did you have to pay to watch the broadcast, but the live stats also did not ever populate. So just kind of kept you in the dark on your team on that one. This one absolutely free of charge, courtesy of our friends at WYOMING PBS and Amanda Nikoloff and the new media crew. Ormond with it. Okay, I'm off the soapbox now. Kranz back out near the midcourt logo. 10 to shoot now. Jetty, hands-on defense by Young, literally. Kranz again goes down. That is the third time this weekend he's been knocked out on a 3, and he's made it. And it's also the third time there's been no call. Left side, Stevenson's front iron on a triple. Central has hit 3 threes and a Kranz layup right now. How about 4? Ormond, no. Long rebound. Julian gets his own board into the paint. Peel for 3. That one's no good. Boy, deja vu. They made their first 3 yesterday and then went ice cold after that. Now they're 0 for 2 after their first 3. Clark spins down the lane and fires one up off glass and scores. Nice move. Nick Clark out of Orem, Utah. Scored 14 off the bench for the Bruins yesterday. Ormond, top to Kranz. Shot clock down to 10 already. It's a quick moving shot clock. Jetty puts it on the ground, steps back for 17. Nice looking shot, Tyler Jetty. Hamilton, Montana in the house, knocking that one down. Leaning in, and a travel violation coming on McQuee Reich. Substitutions in. Jackson Hayden from South Jordan, Utah, the 6'10 sophomore, checking into the lineup. Danny Young will exit. We've got our media timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll get you up to date on who's on the court after this break. This is Rustler Basketball up 13-7.
Fremont Therapy Group has been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletes for over 25 years, providing highly trained clinicians to treat athletes and their families one-on-one. Locally owned by therapists, Fremont values commitment to professionalism, expertise, and community. Our services include hand therapy, orthopedic therapy, pre- and post-rehab, and aquatic therapy, and more. Set up an appointment today in Lander, Riverton, Green River, Rock Springs, Saratoga, or Rollins. FremontTherapyGroup.com.
Ding dong.
Mountain Dude?
The mountain is calling.
Give me a mountain, lots to do. Give me the sunshine, give me a dream. Give me something simple and true. All I I need is sunshine and that cool, refreshing mountain dew. Yeah, give me the sunshine, give me it too.
13-7 Central. First media timeout of the game. Ormond in traffic in the backcourt. Jetty going to get it across, but throws it away as they try to beat the 10 count. And the press gets the turnover for the Bruins. There's a push off, and a travel going to be called instead on Wright. That's his second. Boy, he threw Jordan Poole way out of the way on that play, and Poole got to collect himself a little bit after he got rocketed out of the zip code on that one. And the call wasn't even on that either. It was on being rocketed. It was on a travel violation. Trago family chiming in, rooting on the Rustlers. Appreciate you guys tuning in as we help you take in the Rustlers from afar. Ormond fouled. Central a little more aggressive today after shooting only 3 of 7 from the free throw line yesterday. Jackson Hayden's going to get called for the foul. And it's going to send Julian Ormond to the line. First one is good. Got a replay queued up for you that if we get a stop and play, I'll show you about when Jordan Poole got launched a little bit ago. Ormond has made every free throw this season but one, raising his average. He's above 96% now, and Paddock is going to foul De Caba, who comes in and scores. He's from Harlem, New York, a 6'7" freshman. And quickly, Salt Lake got the ball in play and up the court. And Paddock, trying to play catch-up, commits the foul. Caba going to the line. He is a 69% free throw shooter, a team that shoots 62%. They average 12 of 20 for a game, and they'll knock that one down. Three-point play makes it 15-10. Steele, that press right now hurting Central. Paddock rejecting that ball from Jefferson. Might have been a foul. Nothing called. Jetty for 15, and knocks another one down. It is a rough one out there in the early going of this one. 17-10 Central by 7. Jefferson underneath, one extra pass, great dish to Reggie Larson from Jackson Hayden. That was a great look to find him. Full court pressure again. Central gonna break it. They're gonna have 2-on-2 essentially, but the Bruins get in there and commit the foul, and it's gonna be on Jefferson. He is a 6'1" freshman out of Chicago, Illinois, averaging 8 points, 4 rebounds per ball game. He had 11 points and 9 rebounds in the first meeting with CWC with 4 assists. And he commits the first personal second team foul against the Bruins. And it's Central basketball out of bounds, and underneath their own window is Cam Gully. 5'10" sophomore from El Paso checks into the Rustler lineup. First substitution as Krantz has come out. Baseline, Paddock gets free, put it off glass and score. We got great position on Jefferson. Found him and scores, and then quickly the Bruins the other way. Saving it. Spinning Kala. Baseline, Young. And a foul in the backcourt on Kaba. Will be his second. Actually, it's his team's third. It's his first. 7 minutes gone by here in the first half. Central with a 19-15 advantage. Scored 46 yesterday Ormond steps into the backcourt, and they'll get him on a backcourt violation as he got heavy pressure from the Bruins, and the Rustlers will turn it over again. Ormond, Jetty, Gully, Paddock, and Poole, the 5 Rustlers, dressed in black today on the home court. Young, another 3, does not go in. Paddock picks up the rebound. Jetty runs around, hands on defense. Paddock leads in, and he's fouled. He got Hayden to get in the air. It looked like he was going to try to flush that initially, and then instead pulls it down, gives a pump fake, and Paddock will go to the line. A little more aggressive Rustler team here today as we look at a great end zone view of the first free throw in by Isaac Paddock. He'll get another one. Substitutions in for the Bruins. Lance Stevenson back into the game. And 1 of 2 for Paddock. Talking about Lance Stevenson. Again, offensive foul. Poole takes this one. This one he didn't get here, though. We'll come to it, and I want to show a replay real quick. This is the one that he didn't get. Here's Poole, and then got rocketed clear into oblivion on that play. Did not get the call on that one, but does get the offensive charge on him this time. Ball is on the ground. Poole picks it up. Salt Lake's defensive pressure has been amazing. And then the wraparound pass from Ormond right at the knees of Paddock, and it sails out of bounds. 2015 Central will have immediate timeout on the next whistle. That's going to be I was going to say maybe a travel call, but they'll say he touched the end line, did Stevenson. Stevenson's brother, Lance Stevenson Jr., and it's kind of an interesting thing. He has a brother named Lance. His father is named Lance. His father and his brother are Lance as that ball hits the heel and taken away by the Bruins, and they'll try to capitalize on a 3. Lance that's on the court is Lantz Lance. And Lance Stevenson Jr., his older brother, played at Cincinnati, played 14 years in the NBA, mostly notably, I guess, for Indiana. And Central's going to keep the basketball on the possession arrow and will get immediate timeout. 11:39 left to play. First half, Central 20, Salt Lake 15. We'll return after this break. This is Rustler Basketball from Rustler Media.
No antenna, cable, or satellite connection? No problem. You can now stream Wyoming PBS live at wyomingpbs.org/streaming. Or using the free PBS app on your favorite streaming device. The Wyoming PBS live stream is available on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, Roku, and on many smart TVs. Wyoming PBS, now streaming live.
For the last 87 years, the NJCAA has provided academic and athletic opportunities to thousands of student athletes. However, several rules make it more challenging for two-year college transfers. Recently, 16 national coaches associations, led by the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association, sent a request for change to NCAA leadership to make the rules the same for all transfers. We commend their leadership and stand together in support of same game, same rules.
My apologies to Jordan Peele, who I probably every other time or two call Jordan Poole, but it's Peele with 2 E's. Apologize for that. If that's the worst that happens, I'm okay with that. So it's an interesting game that Salt Lake, their defense has been smothering at certain times, and then at certain times Central has taken care of business. Peele, they're going to get a shot clock violation as they come out. Despite Jetty hitting that shot, they come out of the timeout I don't know if they were fully aware of where the shot clock was at that point, and they give it back on a second shot clock violation. Stevenson back up top. Central man-to-man defense. Spinning, fade away, left it short. Paddock comes away with the rebound. Gully fouled. Hits the wall hard, sliding into it. Gets helped up in a nice display of sportsmanship from Reggie Larson out of Preston, Idaho. And Gully's going to go to the free throw line on the second personal foul from Danny Young. A couple of new Bruins will check in on the next, after this free throw, I guess, is where that will be. Cam hasn't shot a lot of free throws this season, but he's made 5 of 6 of them. Luke Danielson checking in for the Rustlers out of Queens Creek, Arizona. The 6'6" freshman comes in for Tyler Jetty. Substitutions, Nick Jefferson back in. Also Duncan Reed out of Highland, Utah coming in for Coach Rice and the Bruins. Cam gets both. And if you'll notice, I did get my hoop mic on that end of the court fixed. It's duct tape and baling wire right now. I've got a little bit more work to do on it, but it'll work for today. Oh, nice no-look pass. Wide open underneath. Great no-look from the top by Nick Jefferson. Central beating the pressure this time. Paddock bodies in, lost the dribble, taken away by the Bruins. They will now set up shop. Salt Lake will be back in Utah Monday when they take on LCCC in a foul, and then another whistle comes in. Peel will get whistled for the foul. Lachlan O'Brien, 6'6" freshman from Brisbane, Australia, says he used to play Australian rules football and says he was not good at it. Had to evaluate himself, kind of Manning style, if you watch the Manning broadcast, as they ask Luke Combs his self-evaluation. McQuee Reich knocks down a bucket for the Bruins. It's a 3-point game. So then I'll ask a dumb American question. Is Australian rules football different than rugby? And a foul on Stevenson will be called as he knocks Ormond to the floor. And Reggie Larson's just a good guy. He's helping up all kinds of Rustlers out there where they get knocked to the floor. That is bonus time. Central will go to the free throw line. First foul on Stevenson. Ormond, free throw, good. Well, you can definitely tell I got that hoop mic fixed as that one clanged through the gymnasium. Okay, Australian rules football and rugby are very different. Julian knocks down both. Luckily, I don't know much about either one of those two sports to know the nuances and differences, so we won't go into that. Jefferson, D'd up by Gully. Shot clock down to 10 now. Reich, corner, Stevenson, triple, no good, and Lachlan O'Brien is going to get called on a push-off of Reggie Larson from behind on the rebound. No. Peel will come out. Kranz back into the contest for the Rustlers with Gully, O'Brien, Ormond, and Paddock. Shot clock resets to 20. Steal by Gully. Cam out in front. Reed giving pressure, and Cam will finish it off. Steal in the bucket. Right side triple is nothing but net for Duncan Reed, the Highland, Utah redshirt sophomore. Paddock in a pretty good battle with Stevenson gets thrown out of the way, and it's going to be Stevenson, and Paddock kind of took a shot across the bow there. They've been battling here. I'm going to show you a replay here. And we'll go back here, and you can watch it. Starts about right here. There's a push, an elbow. Then push, then throw, and then to the ground. And we've got a timeout on the floor, so we're going to keep it right here after that. But those two have been battling down low, and the timeout called. CWC men will be on the road to Northwest College in Powell next week. They will take on Miles and Dawson to close out 2025. Both of those teams used to be in Region 9, but no longer, and now in their own region. And they will be at Powell with CWC to close out the 2025 portion of the 2025-2026 basketball season. CWC ladies will be at home next weekend as they will host their own tournament. And their Saturday game will be against Rocky Mountain College. Their Friday game will be against North Platte Community College, and that is a rematch of an earlier battle at North Platte that Central won 73-65 at North Platte on a Friday night on the 21st of November. So those two teams will rematch. North Platte out of the south portion of Region 9 basketball. Referees conferring. They went to the replay to see if that was going to be a flagrant or not. As they went to the replay, and I guess we'll see what they call. It's going to be Paddock at the line shooting free throws, but I've not heard any ruling on whether or not there was any flagrant activity with that, or Paddock hits the first. (27-22) Central. Paddock back to the stripe, gets both. Larson up to the top. Good help defense by O'Brien. Shot clock down to 5. Larson knocks down a triple with 4 on the shot clock and makes it 28-25, cuts the lead in half. Central up by 6 a moment ago. Kranz wide open, didn't pull the trigger on that one. I didn't think he expected to be that wide open as Reed kind of missed him. Baseline, Paddock. Steps in with the left hand and scores. Central back up by 5, 7.5 left to play. First half of basketball. Bruins little weave at the top. Good job by Paddock, but then has to come in. Ball ricochets off of the backboard. And a basket by Laughlin. Yes! That'll bring the crowd on their feet, and a timeout coming on the media timeout. We're going to replay what they're all roaring about for you right now as we'll head to the replay of this one and just show you the series of events that got the crowd on their feet at this juncture. As here comes Kranz across the timeline. Takes it, flips it over to Lachlan. The bounce, and in and one as they chest bump each other across the front there. But yeah, nice play, nice dish by Christian Kranz, and he will send Lachlan to the line for the and one with a 7-point advantage, looking for their largest lead of the afternoon for CWC. Great dish. And the media timeout will continue on as the Rustlers, with 7:15 left to play in the first half, try to make it their biggest lead of the contest. And that started with kind of a great help side jump by Paddock, and Bruin thought he had Paddock's man more wide open than he did, and got tipped, ricocheted off the backboard. Kranz ends up with it, makes a great dish, and Lockie to the free throw line for the and one as a recipient of it. O'Brien season high is 6 points. He did that against Salt Lake the first time they played. He's halfway there today. D'ing up Larson. Ball tapped by Ormond, but into the hands of Reich. Young goes baseline and scores. Near travel by Kranz on the inbound as he got jumped by Kaba. 8-point lead now down to 6. Ormond to Paddock. He has the 6'10 Heaton on him, and Paddock partially blocked. Heaton is out of Alton, Utah, redshirt sophomore, listed at 6'10, playing against the 6'5 Paddock. Reich underneath, left hand, good by Heaton. Quick 4-0 run after being down by 8 by the Bruins, and they're down by 4. Jetty and Peel will check in. Next stop in play is Gully. Nice move, takes it to the up top to Lachlan. He looked like he had a pretty good path to the other side, but it got closed off pretty quick. 5 to shoot. Ormond steps through, pushes up, and scores on the step through by Julian Ormond. Kaba rejected by Paddock, but they'll call a foul on Isaac. Coach Rafferty asking his guys, why are we not getting back? And that is the second or third time at least that Salt Lake has gotten that ball up the court in a hurry on the Rustlers. Day Kaba to the line. He is a 69% free throw shooter, as I mentioned before. Rattles around and falls in. Grandparents of the Kranz family watching from Wisconsin. Nick Clark back in from Orem, Utah. Central lost the first time around by 23 in a game that Coach Rafferty was disqualified from, getting 2 quick technicals battling for his team. He said, I can see one as Kranz gets knocked to the floor, taken away in a flush by Kaba. And it's a 3-point game after Central had opened up an 8-point advantage. Now leading by 3. Kranz between the logos. This one very physical today as well. Pretty rough conference type feel. Ormond. Shooter's bounce on the home rim, and it drops in for Julian. Central back up by 5 to play in the first half. Central almost has as many points in the first half as they did in the entire game yesterday. If you want to talk about night and day, the difference between wearing white and black, perhaps night and day from yesterday to today. They ended up with 46, rejected by Paddock. off the inbound. Clark missed it. Ormond ends back up with it. Julian flips it out to Peel. Can't get the three away. Much better offensive ball movement for the Rustlers. Ormond left open, 15-footer straight away. Another nice little shooter's bounce rolls in for Ormond. Central back up by a touchdown now at 7. Wright scores. Peel wide open. Hits the back of the iron and goes over, and we'll have, I believe, the media timeout, and we do. Come back after this, 39-34 Central. This is Rustler basketball on Rustler Athletics.
The Central for making dreams come true.
Central to empowerment.
Central to the future of higher education in America.
Central to football.
Central to my heritage.
Central to healthcare.
Central to humility.
Central to the trades.
Central to ranching. Central to performance.
Central to agriculture.
Central to athletics.
Central to Wyoming.
Well, that sounds like a good idea.
That's extremely exciting.
Absolutely fascinating.
There's something you're doing that's magic.
Come back to a replay here of the smash by Paddock here as you watch the block right there. You could see the fantastic block by Isaac Paddock. Steal by Jetty, but he has it taken back away from him. Pump fake Reich drains it. Wow. Quick little chain of events. Paddock underneath, wraps around and scores. You can even hear the ball get hit at one point on the hoop mic down below. 3 and change left, 41-37. Central within 5 points of their entire night output last night with 3 minutes left to play here in the first half. Another triple, no good. Good box out Paddock on Heaton, the 6'10 Heaton that allowed Peel to go in there and get that rebound. Again, Paddock doesn't get the rebound, but he got a good enough box out to clear out the house out there. Oh, bounce pass right to Jetty, bounces off of his knee out of bounds, and Central will turn it back over. Triple, good. Kaba averages 7 a game. He's a 26% three-point shooter, but looked pretty good on that one. Kranz back to Peel. 3 on the way, no good. Ormond battles for, but can't get the rebound. Heaton ends up with it. Knew that was short. He goes and gets his own rebound. Clark will score it, and Salt Lake has the lead. 42-41. Bruins with the advantage now. You could hear Clark say short when he let that 3 go and went and got his own rebound and then scored it. Paddock working to the low block. Working on Kaba, up top Jetty. His triple is off. Reich the rebound. 98 seconds left to play first half. 42-41. Salt Lake out in front. Central has led much of this contest till just a few moments ago. Peel, a rebound. Minute 15 remaining. 42-41, Salt Lake by 1 point. Kranz in traffic, stops, fires for 8, left it short, and Kaba the rebound for the Bruins. Clark, that 3 is also short. Rebound, fought for, and falling to the ground and out of bounds. Trying to save it is Reich. Out of bounds, it'll go to the Rustlers. Good hustle, though. Under a minute left, first half. CWC ladies fell earlier today for 53-40, taking on Snow College. Now Central trailing by 1 to Salt Lake in men's play. Paddock, nice dish from Kranz. Another dime from Kranz, and a basket by Paddock. Central has back the lead. Shot clock 3 seconds ahead of the game clock. Salt Lake taking a little air out of it. Jefferson at the logo. Probably just play for the last shot. Take the lead or go down by 1 at half. Kick out. Reich. Triple with nothing on the shot clock. Kranz blocked on a three-quarter court shot. And the 3 sets the Bruins into the half with a 2-point advantage. Salt Lake 45, Central 43. It's halftime. Again, Central had 46 in the end of the game yesterday. And they've put on a pretty good display here in this one, but still unfortunately find themselves down by 2 at the break. It is Salt Lake 45. It is Central 43. We'll return after this timeout. This is Rustler Basketball from Rustler Media.
The choice is yours. Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card lets you choose from 5% off instantly at the register or special financing on qualifying purchases. That means no forms, no waiting, no rebates. You can choose 5% off instantly with your Sutherland's credit card. Got a big project? Choose special financing. The choice is yours with Sutherland's Friends of the Family Plus Consumer Credit Card. Subject to credit approval. Minimum monthly payment required. See store for details. Only at Sutherland's.
Living well isn't just about things. It's about the things that matter. Your family, your friends, and your health. For decades, Sage West Healthcare has been committed to improving the health and care of our communities. Today, we're investing more in our communities, in our people, in advanced medical technologies, and in specialized facilities. So access to better care is close to you and the things that matter most. Sage West Healthcare. Be well, live well. That's why we're here.
Hey, grab me one too.
Welcome back to the intermission. CWC trailing Salt Lake 45-43 despite leading much of this ball game here in the first half. Central had an 8-point lead at one time in this ball game and now see themselves down 45-43. And looks like we have some parents of CWC athletes are out taking some shots at halftime here today. And let's see, 45-43, Central out in front. Salt Lake out in front. Utah State Eastern defeated Casper earlier today, 79-75. Utah State Eastern has now won 10 in a row. They're also receiving votes in the top 25 rankings from the NJCAA. Snow College defeated Central Women 53-40. Lou Ring had 13 points, 9 rebounds. Sophie Wilkinson had 9 rebounds, as well as the two New Zealanders combined for 18 rebounds today in the loss at Snow. CWC women will be at home, and they will be at home on Friday taking on McCook, Nebraska. They'll be home on Saturday taking on the Rocky Mountain JV squad out of Billings and the four-year school there as well. Going to take a look at some first half stats brought to you by our friends at Buckle Up for Life Wyoming. After we take this second break, we'll do that after this. This is Rustler Basketball down by 2 to the Bruins at the break.
Don't leave your future up in the air. Always wear a seatbelt and reduce your risk of death of serious injury in a crash by almost 50%. Buckle up, Wyoming.
Since 1964, Atlantic City Federal Credit Union has proudly served Fremont County. Today, we're Grand Altitude Federal Credit Union, serving all of Wyoming with the same trusted team and values. We're enhancing our focus on simple, smart, seamless banking for our growing community. Join us as we elevate financial possibilities for all Wyoming residents. Grand Altitude Federal Credit Union. Reach new heights. Visit grandaltitude.com.
Hot Springs Health is dedicated to providing quality care close to home. Our Riverton Clinic offers comprehensive care for everyone in your family, from infants to geriatrics. Whether you need a routine checkup, specialized pre-post-natal care, or dedicated family medicine, Hot Springs Health is here. We also provide pain management, joint manipulation, and immediate care for your acute needs. And for those important milestones, we also offer all types of physicals for sports, Department of Transportation, and pre-employment. Hot Springs Health Riverton is located at 2002 West Sunset Drive.
First half stats brought to you by Buckle Up for Life Wyoming. Wyoming Department of Transportation reminding you to buckle up every trip, every time. And again, CWC athletic parents got a chance, but short. Half-court shot, taking some shots out there. I'm not sure who this is shooting here, but I believe Isaac Paddock's mom had a shot at it out there. And let's take a look at those first half stats. And leading the way points-wise right now, Isaac Paddock has 11 points. He has 3 rebounds. He played all 20 minutes of the first half, as did Jordan Peele. Jordan has 10 points and a steal in this ball game. Julian Ormond has 10 points and played all 20 minutes of the first half. Jordan Peele has 6 points, 3 assists. Christian Kranz, 5 points and 4 assists. A couple of them have been spectacular in the 16 minutes that he played. Tyler Jetty has 4 points, and also Cameron Gully has 4. Lachlan O'Brien has 3. Central, both Ormond and Paddock playing 20 minutes in the first half of basketball. For the Salt Lake Bruins, they are led by McQuee Reich, 12 points. He played 18 minutes of the first half. He played the most of any Bruin by 3 minutes. Nick Jefferson played 15 minutes. And then nobody else more than 11 minutes in that first half. They also outscored Central up from the bench, 21-7. The Bruins bench coming up with 21 points. Reich has 12. Kaba off the bench has 9. 7 for Reggie Larson. Duncan Reed has 3. Danny Young Jr. has 8. Nick Clark has 4. Looking at their leading scorers, Reich, who averages 13, has 12 already. He scored 26 yesterday. Kind of a quiet day for Young. He's got 8. He had 28 in the game yesterday. First half shooting, the Bruins would go 55% from the field, 44% from three-point land. They hit 67% of their free throws, as they would go 7 of 16 from the arc, 8 of 33 from the field, 2 of 3 from the free throw line, as they ended up with total rebounds. That says 8. I'm not sure. 13-8 in favor of Central in the rebounding category. Seems a little light on that, but we'll check into that as we go. Central, 3 of 8 from the three-point line. And again, like yesterday, they made their first 3, and then they've missed their last 5. And got those 3 early, but need to keep some heat going there. Central did go to the line 11 times. They hit 10 of those 11. You see the CWC men's and women's soccer team here in attendance, members of both teams, talking to the halftime participants as they go by. Central 15 of 22 from the field, so they ended up with 11 less shots than did the Bruins. 3 of 8 from the arc, 10 of 11 from the free throw line. Central committed 10 first half turnovers, 6 turnovers by the Bruins. The points in the paint dead even at 16 apiece, and largest lead of the game was 8 for Central in this contest, and those are what stats look like here in the first half of this basketball game. 45-43 in favor of the Bruins at halftime as they are back out to the court, getting ready for the second half of basketball action. Once again, the CWC men will be back out on the road next week. They'll go to Powell, short little road trip, 2.5 hours to Powell, where they will take on Miles City, Montana, Miles Community College, and Dawson Community College out of Glendive, Montana. Miles is 6-7 hours, Glendive is 8-9 hours away, so they'll meet at a neutral location in Powell, which, like I said, for CWC is about 2.5 hours to get there, as opposed to having to drive to those other 2 long destinations to get their games in. Salt Lake will take on LCCC in Taylorsville on Monday. They'll play Jumpstart at home on Saturday. Jumpstart, a team that they handled last weekend, and we'll get to play them another time. Salt Lake had won their first, lost 6 in a row after that, and then they have won their last 3 straight to get to 4-6. Central on a 2-game losing skid is at 3-8. It will be Salt Lake Bruin basketball to begin the second half when things get started. CWC women will be back at home on Friday when they will entertain McCook, Nebraska, team they beat at McCook earlier in the season. So McCook looking for a little payback on the home floor of the Rustlers. They will then take on Rocky Mountains JV on Saturday, and we'll have both games for you live here on Rustler Athletics. It's funny also that the CWC staff Christmas party is Friday night, and they wanted us to RSVP, and I said, John will be attending basketball Friday night, so I'll be not attending the CWC Christmas party, and so we'll see what that does for our staff and faculty and everybody else attendance at this. I see our president, Brad Tyndall, in attendance today at the men's game. We'll take a break. We'll come back. We'll get you the second half of basketball after this timeout. It is Salt Lake 45. It is Central 43. We'll return to the second half in just a few.
Porter's Mountain View Supply, your local experts in fire and water. We've got everything you need for new installs to accessories, and don't forget our great selection of stoves, grills, and spas. We've been serving Wyoming for over 40 years, so you know you can trust us for quality products and expert service. Visit portersmbs.com or stop by our Riverton or Casper locations today. Porter's Mountain View Supply, located on 750 East Sunset Drive in Riverton.
Welcome to Bailey Tire and Auto Service, your local tire and auto repair specialist in Riverton and Lander. Say no to endless online tire listings and experience the convenience of local service. With unbeatable prices and top quality tires, we're here to change the game. Quality service and expert staff ensure you always get the right fit for your car. Choose local, choose Bailey Tire and Auto, where your satisfaction hits the road.
Welcome to Fremont Chevrolet GMC Riverton, where we exceed your expectations and deliver the best service possible. Located on Federal in Riverton, we're here to make local car shopping fun again. Explore our wide selection of new and used Chevrolet and GMC vehicles. As truck and trailering experts, we offer a variety of options tailored to your needs. Experience exceptional customer service and competitive prices. Visit our website at FremontChevyGMCRiverton.com to find your next vehicle today.
Second half will begin. Salt Lake basketball leading 45-43. CWC has had their moments, and again, like I said, led most of the first half. but end up trailing by 2 at the end of the first 20 minutes of basketball. CWC again in their road black uniforms today after wearing white at home yesterday in the 2-day tournament. Big thanks to the Wind River Hotel and Casino for their sponsorship of the Winter Classic basketball tournament for the CWC men, getting a couple of home games, and had it not been for the tournament getting to play these 2 home games, they would have had 1 home game in the entire preseason of things. They'll come back in January with a couple of games before they start the Region 9 battles and get into conference play going on as well. Also invite you to be a part of the fundraising for CWC, the Athletic Scholarship Fund, with the Rustler 500 reverse raffle. Tickets are $100, and there's only going to be a certain amount sold, 500. That's why it's called the Rustler 500. And the last ticket drawn of the night will win $10,000. And just a great night of food and entertainment. You don't have to be present to win the 10 grand, or there's a lot of other smaller prizes along the way. You have a chance to win your money back. You have a chance to win $250. Last 3 tickets, I think, between the 2 are like somewhere in the neighborhood of $13,000 given away. You can go to the CWC athletic page at rustlerathletics.com and look for the Rustler 500, and you can help be a part of the future of the CWC sports and help out the CWC Rustler Athletic Scholarship Fund. That Rustler 500 coming in the springtime, late March, early April. I'm not sure if they've set a date for it this year. We bought our Rustler 500 ticket at the Rustler Athletics bingo night the other night. So had a deal. You got extra bingo cards, and I am not a lucky individual at that. Central will come out onto the floor. Jetty, Peel, Paddock, Ormond, and Kranz. Salt Lake with the same 5 that they had starting as well. Stevenson, Jefferson, also Hayden, which we didn't see a whole lot in the first half, is out. Danny Young Jr. and McQuee Reich. Dressed in white for head coach Dave Rice. There you see Coach Rafferty checking in with the scoring table, and the second half is underway. Jefferson hanging on to it. Stevenson lost the handle off his knee, out of bounds. And Central gets a turnover right out of the gate from the Bruins. Seventh turnover of the game for the Bruins. 6 in that first half, obviously. 7 coming just a second ago. Kranz with Young on him, knows his 3 shooting prowess. Peel, Ormond, 9 to shoot. Julian spins, turns, glass, and good. Wow. High off the window, and we're tied at 45. Julian Ormond, 12 points in the game, and Stevenson answers with a triple for Coach Dave Rice. 48-45. That is the 8th 3 of the game. They're 8 of 17. Nice play. Paddock finds Peel. He runs down, hits the lay-in, and pulls him back within 1. Reich. Young, long 3-pointer. No good. Big offensive rebound for Jackson Hayden. One of 2 6'10 players on the roster. They have a 6'9", 245, but Muhammad Joby not playing today. He's on the end of the bench in his sweats, battling what we believe is a knee injury perhaps, and hopefully he's back in the lineup soon for Salt Lake. Jetty pump fake, got the big fella to fly past him, missed it. Rebound goes past him, and the rebound into the hands of Hayden. That was a good look by Jetty on the fake. He just couldn't get it to finish. Speaking of finish, Nick Jefferson in traffic. Peel. Wearing that mask again, he hopes for the last 17, 18 minutes of the season. Paddock scoots right side. Reich comes in and cleans up the rebound. Hayden with good defense on Paddock. Salt Lake with their biggest lead of the game now of 5 and kind of out of control. Reich, and a foul is going to be called on Central. It's going to go on Julian Ormond with the block. You see the official give the call to the bench. It's going to send Reich to the line. Thought he might have been a little out of control on that drive. So kind of knifed through a couple of defenders and lost the basketball, but caught up to it before the contact, and he knocks down the first. Lachlan O'Brien checking back into the contest. Averages 2 points, 2 boards per ball game. Has not shot a three-pointer yet this season. The 6'6" freshman from Brisbane. 7-point Salt Lake lead, their biggest. Central's biggest lead was 8 in the first half. Paddock again, working on Hayden, gives it back out. Peel pump fakes the 3, dishes to O'Brien, in and out, stays out. Central should get this back as Stevenson tried to corral it and it went through his hands out of bounds, and C-Dub will keep the basketball underneath their own window. Now the referees are going to confer. I think on whether or not the shot clock should have reset, as if Stevenson had possession or did not have, but they will put it back at 20, so they'll give a little reset on it. And then they'll throw it through the hands of Kranz on an inbounds, and that one not Christian's fault entirely, as it was flirting with the sideline and kind of up and away from him, and he could not maintain possession and keep it, and they'll turn it over. Corner, Young, and it's a 10-point lead for the Bruins. Their largest, 57-47. Central could use a bucket in a big way this time down the floor. Peel comes off a pick of Paddock. Bounces it to Isaac, again working on 6'10" Hayden. Ormond, high arcing, much needed triple by Julian Ormond. He's got 5 in this first 3.5 minutes of the second half alone. Big fella for 3. No good, and a high rebound, Reich. Wow, Stevenson, he'll knock down a triple and then help his teammate up. Back to a 10-point game. Boy, Central had what you want, the 6'10" sophomore going out to shoot a 3, but couldn't get the defensive rebound. Gully will return next dead ball. Kranz back up top, Peel. Baseline, Jordan Peel. Got a little 8-footer in the short box, short corner, and he knocks it in. Central down by 8, needing a defensive stop. Can't trade buckets at this point with this team, especially trading 3s for 2s. A couple of people in the crowd trying to get the rest of the crowd going as Young misses the triple. There's the defensive rebound by Paddock and the stop the Rustlers need. There is still a lot of time left in the basketball game, but need to stay within striking distance. Paddock thought about it. Drops in, left hand, missed it, got his own rebound. Nope, can't hang on to it, out of bounds. It'll go. And Cam Gully will check in. We've got immediate timeout. Salt Lake out in front by 8. Their biggest lead has been 10. We'll be back after this. This is Rustler Basketball from Rustler Media.
The Central for making dreams come true.
Central to empowerment.
Central to the future of higher education in America.
Central to football.
Central to my heritage.
Central to healthcare.
Central to humility.
Central to the trades.
Central to ranching. Central to performance.
Central to agriculture.
Central to athletics.
Central to Wyoming.
Well, that sounds like a good idea.
That's extremely exciting.
Absolutely fascinating.
There's something you're doing that's magic.
A whisker under 15 minutes left to play in the second half. Salt Lake with an 8-point advantage. And the basketball. Reggie Larson returning to the lineup for the Bruins. Also Dea Kaba into the contest. Jefferson to Larson. O'Brien trying to D him up. Over the head pass to Reich. Reich working on Paddock. Great footwork, defense by Paddock. Triple misses, saving up above his head. It goes off of a few players. And last touched, they say, by Jordan Peele. Not sure if Kaba got a hand on that or not. He plays it off as if he did not touch it. So he yanked his hand back quickly, and Salt Lake will keep it. 17 to shoot after it reset to 20 on the missed triple. Boy, Central defensive rebounding needing to improve a skosh here as they've gotten a couple of shot attempts, and then Larson drains the three at the top, and now it's an 11-point Salt Lake advantage. Full court pressure. Gully breaks it to Ormond. He'll work in on Larson, needing some help, and throws it into the backcourt, and that'll be another backcourt violation on the Rustlers for a turnover. Going to see Jordan Mendez into the lineup for the Rustlers, the 5'10 freshman from Evanston. Will check in for Cam Gully. Point Bruin advantage. They trailed by 8 at one point, now lead by 11. Stevenson spins on Paddock, left it short. Isaac the rebound. Rustlers on the run. Mendez scoots it left side into the hands of Peele. O'Brien has it. A little more motion offense now by Central. Ormond. Paddock to Peele. 10 to shoot. O'Brien floater over Stevenson. Short front of the iron, taken away Bruins. Larson thought about a triple, doesn't. Bruins great ball movement around the perimeter. Reich baseline, no good. Paddock another rebound. Back-to-back stops for the Rustler defense. Just need to convert on the other end and put up some points. That one goes through the hands of Paddock, who wings it through the hands of Mindy out of bounds. And they'll turn it right back over. Hayden coming in, 6'10". Checks in for the 6'7" athletic Reich. Stevenson listed at 6'6". Central down 11. A little over 12 minutes left to play on the Fremont Chevy scoreboard. Hayden up top. Larson again, why not? Peele. Someone said in the chat, go Tukey, and I believe that's the nickname of Lance Stevenson, if I'm not mistaken. Shot clock down to 5. O'Brien runs past his man. Thought about flushing it. Finger rolls and it comes out. Wow. Larson fouled. Boy, that's kind of just how it goes. O'Brien looked like he was going to flush that, then says, maybe I don't have the trajectory to do that. Tries to finger roll it, and it rolls out. And we've got immediate timeout. 66-52. Salt Lake by 14. We'll be back in just a skosh.
At Central Wyoming College, your future starts here.
Open mic, fade and camera 2, Q Talent.
Join one of the most in-demand creative and technical careers, new media. Live and work anywhere with your choice of thousands of radio and television stations across the country. Travel the globe as a social media influencer. Join a business marketing team or use your new media skills to start and promote your own business. Wherever your dreams take you, it all begins at CWC. Expect hands-on training in all aspects of media production, including video, audio, social media marketing, and web development. Enjoy learning in a collaborative and inclusive atmosphere. Our small class sizes provide one-on-one attention with our expert instructors. Make your way at Central and start your journey to a rewarding career in new media.
To Central Wyoming College in Riverton, Wyoming. 4:15 in the afternoon, Mountain Time Zone. Coach Pat Rafferty watching his team from the end of the bench as Reggie Larson, who's hit a couple of threes here, I think 3 here in recent memory, goes to the free throw line and hits the first. Now a 15-point Salt Lake lead. They won the first time around 83-60. And now with a 16-point advantage, appear like they may be doing the same. Central needs to stem that tide with 12 left. Not sure what that violation was. They brought it back and reset the shot clock to 30. O'Brien runs the arc and throws it away. And then a triple. Wow. Danny Young, Jr. 19-point lead. Orban fouled and not one, though, as Larson gets the foul.
Hey, let's go.
That three by Danny Young was 3 feet behind the line when he drilled that one off the turnover a moment ago as Orban back to the line. 4 for 5 on the day. Julian Ormond, a rare free throw miss as Jetty will check in for Lachlan O'Brien. Jordan Peele, I think, is a little bit injured right now after he slid into the stairs at the bottom of the bleachers on that turnover a moment ago and still kind of was holding his hand between his shoulder blades on his back. And a travel violation. Yeah, he's still stretching it out. You see him walking at the free throw line. He's still got his hand in the middle of his back at the mid-court line. Does Jordan Peele right now, and he's going to play through this injury. But he's in pain. And then Jetty steps across the line on the inbound, and that'll turn it right back over. Boy, a tale of two halves for the Rustlers. They've scored 10 points in 9 minutes. That was kind of the pace they were on yesterday when they scored 46 points in 40 minutes. Good hands by Paddock. Ball poked out of there. Young ends up with it. He'll run past him on the baseline, and Isaac will get whistled for the foul. And then another whistle comes in. Not sure what the other whistle was for, but Paddock gets whistled for the foul on the baseline. That'll be 4 personal fouls on Isaac Paddock, by the way. He looks to the bench, and we're going to see Luke Danielson check in for Isaac Paddock. Jordan Poole is at the free throw line right now, and he just keeps trying to loosen up that back. Nick Clark has checked in for the Bruins. Jefferson with it. Under 11. Lob pass. Hayden kicks it out to Clark, who rises for a different looking shot, and Hayden's going to be fouled by Danielson on the rebound. So Luke will get the call on the defensive board. Danielson at 6'6", guarding the 6'10" player as Jefferson knocks down a triple, and the Bruins have a 21-point advantage. Jetty wide open 3, off the mark, off of Jefferson, stays central. We'll see Connor Davidson, 6'4" freshman from Brisbane, Australia, check in. Criminal justice major, was a swimmer and played Australian football. Duncan Reed will return for Reggie Larson, who's filled it up here in the second half. Mendez to trigger it inbound, finds Ormond. Approaching the midway point of the second half. Jetty wide open triple is off the heel of the iron. Central strafes and takes it away. They took it away from Hayden, who had gotten the rebound. Ormond from 12 misses. Davidson the rebound. Mendez a triple. That's no good, out of bounds. Last touched, says the official, by Salt Lake, and Central will keep it. Mendez will trigger it inbound. Lob it up to Ormond. Ormond with 6 to shoot. Gets that shooter's touch. How many of those have nestled in for Ormond today that have touched a lot of iron and fallen in? As Julian stops the bleeding for a while for Central. Young will take it to the rack. He'll score. Jetty gets the call and comes out of the pack limping. And Danny Young will go to the line for the and one. Foul called on Jetty, his first. Harley, as he was wearing a Harley Davidson shirt one of the first days, and coach picked him up, called him Harley. Three-point play good by Young. Ormond. All the way underneath, spins. Brings it back up top. 22-point Bruin lead. Mendez. Again, the Rustlers will get Daniel Smith back, hopefully, for the 2 games next weekend. Ormond rejected by the 6'10" Hayden and taken away by Hayden, who turns into the point guard and gives up the dribble finally. Clark, long 3, buries it. Last time they played was 83-60. They're at 80-55, and now another Rustler turnover, this one on a 5 count. Paddock's going to come in for Jetty, and again, he's got 4 fouls, but you're down by 25, so not much to save him for, so putting him back in. Also going to see Grant Roth from Idaho, a 6'4" freshman, into the ball game for the Bruins. Davidson almost picked off the inbound play, but it sails out of his hands into the Bruins bench. Couple of different facets of this Salt Lake score as Young will take it to the rack and score. And that is, number one, the Bruins have shot very well. And they have knocked down triple after triple in this ballgame. But also, their defense has been on it today. I know they gave up 43 points in the first half, but they've given up 12 in 12 minutes of the second half. And a foul is going to be whistled, and good sportsmanship. Nick Jefferson helping up Connor Davidson. And the foul is going to go against Duncan Reed, and we've got a media timeout. 7:46 left, 82-55. Bruins, Rustler basketball when we come back.
Fremont Therapy Group has been a proud supporter of Wyoming athletes for over 25 years, providing highly trained clinicians to treat athletes and their families one-on-one. Locally owned by therapists, Fremont values commitment to professionalism, expertise, and community. Our services include hand therapy, orthopedic therapy, pre- and post-rehab, and aquatic therapy, and more. Set up an appointment today in Lander, Riverton, Green River, Rock Springs, Saratoga, or Rollins. FremontTherapyGroup.com.
Ding dong.
Mountain Dude?
The mountain is calling.
Give me a mountain, lots to do. Give me the sunshine, give me a view. Give me something simple and true. All I need is sunshine and that cool, refreshing mountain dew. Yeah, give me the sunshine, give me a view.
7:46 left, regulation 82-55 Salt Lake. Mendez will trigger the ball inbound. And throw it away. Central with a plethora of turnovers that have been some due to the stifling defense of the Bruins and some just not due to the opposition. Coach Rafferty frustrated on the end of that Rustler bench. Danielson on Reich. Good steal by Peel on the baseline as they tried to find Reed in the corner. Jordan hit his first two shots of the game, his first two three-pointers. Danielson, 15. Reich, the rebound. Quickly, Bruins. Not going to happen there. Peel with a rebound. Clark getting in on Peel, who will take it down. Nice dish to Danielson, who will lay it up and in. Two players collapsed on Jordan Peel, and he found Luke Danielson, who lays it up off the glass and in. Nice dish by JP. Offensive rebound, and then Larson getting, excuse me, it's not Larson, it's Grant Roth who will go to the line. Foul is on Julian Ormond. Second personal. Paddock has 4 to be the only one really in any foul trouble, as Roth in the scorebooks hits his first. Mendez out, Kranz back in. Front of the iron, Julian with a rebound. Here comes Ormond. Shot clock at 10. Kranz, nice lay-in with a left hand, and contact from Clark got it to go. Quick trigger three, Paddock with a box out to allow Julian Ormond to come and get it. Julian has it ripped out of his hands by Jefferson. Stays Central basketball. Kranz will inbound underneath their own window and to the left. Ormond is basically hugged, and they'll finally get the call. Grant Roth had both arms wrapped around Julian Ormond at the free throw line, and for a good 3 seconds, and then they finally gave the call on it, did the officials. Got the right call eventually. Paddock travels with it and turns it back over with 5:37 left. 4 new Bruins checking in. Young, Kaba, Stevenson, Larson, and it's who stays? Reich stays on. Salt Lake playing again Monday when they host LCCC, Laramie County Community College out of Cheyenne, Wyoming. Central will be back at it Friday and Saturday north of here at Northwest College in Powell, Wyoming. Danielson takes the charge. Oh, no. Referee says no. He was outside of the restricted area, but apparently did not give the player enough time to get set as he'll knock down the first free throw. Day Kama out of Harlem, New York. Averages 7 points a game. 26% three-point shooters. 6'7" freshman. 85-59 Bruins. 5 minutes left. Bruins trying to win their 4th in a row after losing 6 in a row. Ormond just at 2. His toe was on the line on that left side, but Julian knocks it in. Long, about as long of a 2-point basket as you can make. And then an offensive foul on Stevenson. He and Paddock have battled hard down there on the low block, and Stevenson will get the foul, his 3rd turnover, sending it back to the Bruins. Kranz comes and gets it, leads Peel, scoots it back up top to Paddock. 8 to shoot. Long triple and a foul. Peel will go to the line. Danny Young got a piece of him as he rose for 3. And Jordan Peel will go to the line. And I still don't think he's 100% right now. I think that back is bothering him after he slid into the bottom step of the stands here on one play a little bit earlier in this half. But he has gutted it out the entire time, and he knocks down the first. Again, when I interviewed Jordan earlier this week, I asked at the end of the interview, I said, is there anything else? And he just said, thoughts and prayers with Hunter Trago and the Trago family. He wanted to make sure that he got that in that interview there, and very concerned for his teammate and friend in the family. Jordan Peel back to the line. Gets all 3 of them. And Central down 21, 4:15 left in the contest. Baseline, in and out. Danielson the rebound on the miss from Reich. Heel, 3. Stevenson the rebound. He comes up holding his right knee and is going to be late to join the party here, as you'll see him enter and puts it on the floor. Well, he's grabbing his right kneecap. Is Stevenson there at the three-point line, still kind of trying to stretch it out. You don't want to see something crazy and bad happen at this juncture. Well, you don't ever want to see it, but then Danny Young Jr. knocks it down. Putting them back up by 24. Steele, Young on a lazy pass. He'll lay it up and in. (90-64). Kranz travels in the corner. Stevenson still kind of hobbling on that right knee as he'll walk past half court and kind of ginger on that right knee, and you hope he's okay. Final timeout of the game coming, 90-64 Bruins.
No antenna, cable, or satellite connection? No problem. You can now stream Wyoming PBS live at wyomingpbs.org/streaming. Or using the free PBS app on your favorite streaming device. The Wyoming PBS live stream is available on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, Roku, and on many smart TVs. Wyoming PBS, now streaming live.
For the last 87 years, the NJCAA has provided academic and athletic opportunities to thousands of student athletes. However, several rules make it more challenging for two-year college transfers. Recently, 16 national coaches associations, led by the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association, sent a request for change to NCAA leadership to make the rules the same for all transfers. We commend their leadership and stand together in support of same game, same rules.
Someone wanted to know the weather right now in Fremont County, and I'm going to give you a live weather shot of that here real quick. That is the 4:38 is sunset in Central Wyoming College overlooking our campus as we bring you back to basketball. And a temperature right now 40, that should be 41 degrees in Riverton as the sun sets outside. 2.5 left. Ormond almost with a steal. Triple corner, knock it in. Connor Nielsen of Weston, Idaho into the game. Gets into the three-point shooting act. Central down 29 now. And then Paddock has it go through his hands out of bounds and will go to the Bruins. Braden Heaton back into the game. Had 7 rebounds yesterday, the 6'10 sophomore from Utah. 2:08 remaining. Central going to drop their 3rd straight. Bruins going to win their 4th straight. Again, they had a 6-game losing streak, and now they've won their last 4. Coach Rafferty will send 4 new Rustlers onto the field after Duncan Reed knocks down another triple in this ball game. They have been bombing from long range, and 5 new Rustlers will come in. Timeout just to get Gully, Lachlan, Stevenson, they have to take immediate timeout. Can media decline it? I'm the only media here. Can we decline the timeout? We're going to stay here. I'm going to go back to the weather cam because we can and just let you look at Riverton, Wyoming. Looking at the Wind River Range off in the distance. The buildings that you see in the foreground are the apartments right here. This is the residence hall, they call it. This building right here is what they call the Robert A. Peck Art Center Theater. The auditorium seats 1,000 people. It's where the commencement exercises are. And where we are at, if you see these little towers right here, those are towers from the Wyoming PBS television station and our radio station. And this building behind the trees is the gymnasium where we are located right now as you look out over beautiful Fremont County, Wyoming, as we come back to basketball action. A frigid Fremont County, 41, had some snow as you saw in that webcam view. On a lot of it, the north side of the equation has not been able to melt off. Gonna finally play Nora Rasmussen, student intern for Steve Barlow off of the volleyball team, was concentrating, and the referee says turn the music off, and you could hear her say plain as day across the gym, sorry. She was concentrating on the playlist. Such good kids at Central Wyoming College. 90 seconds left in this one. O'Brien up top. Davidson back out to Lachlan. Baseline's gonna drop in. Kind of the Julian Ormond roll on that one. Lockie has 5, a point away from his season high with 70 seconds remaining in this one. 30-point advantage Bruins. Outscoring Central by 28 here in the second half. Good take by Nielsen. Jetty the rebound, pass up ahead. Mendez laid off glass and in. And a stop in play as the ball kind of got knocked around a little bit, but Mendez running down the floor ahead of the pack gets the basket. .45 seconds remaining in the ball game. The Bruins, long three. Clark buries it. Wow. Nick Clark from way downtown Riverton knocks that one in. There's also a Riverton, Utah, which is in the Salt Lake neighborhood. And that could have been where he hit that one. Mendez puts Clark on his keister, but can't get the 15-footer to bring the crowd into a frenzy. Reed. Final seconds tick down on this one, and the Bruins going to win their 4th in a row. They'll go to 5-6 on the year as they win it 99-68, a point away from the century mark for the Bruins. As they are 2-0 against the Rustlers. They are 12-2 lifetime as the two coaches meet at midcourt before they shake hands with the teams. Two old friends, Coach Rice and Coach Rafferty. Give a fist bump, and teams will head through the handshake at the conclusion. 99-68, Salt Lake outscoring the Rustlers by 29 points in the second half and took things down, and they win it. And the score has been erased from the scoreboard. 99-68 is the final. We will take a timeout. We'll come back and get you some final statistics and wrap this one up from Rustler Gym on a Saturday. We'll do that after this break. This is Rustler Basketball from Rustler Media. Thanks for watching. We'll be back with a post-game brought to you by Bailey Enterprises right after this.
No antenna, cable, or satellite connection? No problem. You can now stream Wyoming PBS live at wyomingpbs.org/streaming. Or using the free PBS app on your favorite streaming device. The Wyoming PBS live stream is available on Apple TV, Android TV, Fire TV, Roku, and on many smart TVs. Wyoming PBS, now streaming live.
For the last 87 years, the NJCAA has provided academic and athletic opportunities to thousands of student athletes. However, several rules make it more challenging for two-year college transfers. Recently, 16 national coaches associations, led by the National Fast Pitch Coaches Association, sent a request for change to NCAA leadership to make the rules the same for all transfers. We commend their leadership and stand together in support of same game, same rules.
This is the Bailey Enterprises postgame show, brought to you by Bailey Enterprises and Pit Stop Convenience Centers. Your Fremont Chevy scoreboard final score 99-68 in favor of Salt Lake. Danny Young Jr. led the way, 24 points. He was 5 of 8 from the three-point line. Salt Lake hit 19 three-pointers, 19 of 34, 44% from the arc. Go the Bruins today. 24 from Young. McQueen Reich had 14 points. He had 2 three-pointers. 10 points, Nick Clark. He had 2 three-pointers, one of them from way downtown. Nick Jefferson had a three-pointer. He had 5. Lance Stevenson had 2 three-pointers. He had 6. Dea Kaba had 11 points, going 1 of 2 from the arc. Connor Nielsen 1 for 1 from the arc for 3 points. Grant Roth 1 for 2 from the free throw line, sorry, not threes. Let's see, Duncan Reed 2 for 3 from the arc, and Reggie Larson was 3 for 3 from the arc. In fact, he was perfect from the field, 5 for 5, including 3 three-pointers, and also made both of his free throws in 19 minutes. He had 15 points for Salt Lake, who is now 5-6 on the season, having won 4 consecutive basketball games. They would shoot 44% from the arc, 55% from the field. They would hit 10 of 12 free throws, would Salt Lake, in the win, again led by Danny Young Jr. with 24 points in the contest. Central was led by Julian Ormond. He played 38 minutes today and had 20 points for Julian. 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 1 of 3 from the arc today was Julian. Isaac Paddock had 11 points in the game. Isaac also had 6 rebounds. Julian also had 6 rebounds in the game. Isaac played 36 minutes. 13 points for Jordan Peele today, 2 of 6 from the arc, and he had 5 assists in the game, did Jordan Peele. And good news is hopefully he gets that mask off, and better news hopefully that he's not injured from the back injury that he kind of suffered there at one point in the game. 13 for Poole, 7 for Christian Kranz, 1 for 1 from the arc. Tyler Jetty had 4. Cam Gully had 4. Mendez and Danielson with 2 each. Lachlan O'Brien had 5 in the game as well. Central would go 4 of 14 from the arc. Again, hit their first 3 and then go 1 of 13 after that. Second night in a row that's happened, which is a weird anomaly of a stat, but boy, that is how it's went. They went 38% from the arc today, 68%. For the game, they would go 29% for the game, going 17% in the second half. They did hit 87% of their free throws. They were 14 of 16 from the line, but they get outscored 54-25 in the second half. Salt Lake with 40 points off the bench, Central with 13 in the game here today, and that is a final rundown of your statistics in this ball game, and that'll wrap it up for us as well. Big thanks to Amanda Nikoloff and the new media kids and the job that they do. Neil Hushbeck, also Noah Marshall was here, Gordon Ferris was here, and Amanda Nikoloff, our instructor there as well for that. And so again, want to thank you all for watching, and we'll be back again Friday with the CWC ladies. They will take on McCook, and we'll have that game for you live around 7 o'clock on Friday. We'll have a doubleheader next week as well. So appreciate you tuning in. Final score again, Salt Lake 99 and Central 68. Central now 3-9 on the season. They have lost 3 in a row. They'll look to get off that slide when they go to Powell next week and take on Miles and the Dawson County Community Buccaneers. I believe they are there as well. I'm John Gabrielson. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back again Friday. This has been a presentation of Rustler Athletics and Rustler Media.